Companies have been advertising through popular media for decades. It's a great way to connect to potential customers. And when YouTube was on the rise in the early 2000s, companies saw this as an opportunity. Then around 2010, YouTube sponsorships started popping up all over. Today, there's a pretty good chance that if you click on a YouTube video, you're going to see someone lecture you about a product or service. Despite the effectiveness of these ads for both companies and creators alike, this advertising practice has not come without controversy. Scotland, a beautiful country full of rolling hills, Mel Gibson, and roads. Wouldn't it be nice to own a small part of this beautiful country? Well, that's where established titles comes in. Over the course of 2021 and 2022, established titles began sponsoring many popular YouTubers, including Logan Paul and even Ben Shapiro. The product that established titles was selling was essentially a square foot of land in Scotland, and because you own land in Scotland, you can legally call yourself a lord or a lady, at least according to established titles and their advertisement.
When you buy land in Scotland, you are legally referred to as a lord or lady. So this, I bought a square foot of land where they're going to plant a tree. So you are legally referred to as a lord or lady.
But then, on November 23rd, 2022, a YouTuber named Scott Schaefer publishes a video accusing established titles of being a scam.
This company is a complete scam.
In his video, Scott proves that you don't actually own the land that you pay for.
The law states, Land Registration Scotland Act of 2012, Section 22, in subsection 1b, souvenir plot means a plot of land which is
Essentially, what Scott is saying is that you can't legally own a piece of land that small, which in turn means you cannot legally refer to yourself as a lord. And the only product that established titles is actually selling you is a certificate telling you you're something that you're not. Scott's video immediately got tons of attention from creators and even established titles themselves. Established Titles actually sets out an email to a bunch of the creators they sponsored, claiming that Scott's video was slander and an attack on their brand in an attempt to gain views and clout. They also said that their product was just a gag gift, and they had always been transparent about that since the beginning. But this only made things much worse for established titles, as pretty soon, on November 29th, Scott Schaefer posted another video.
Since creating my video talking about the shady company known as Established Titles, the story has completely blown up, and the company went on a mad dash to cover its tracks of dishonest marketing and misleading information.
In his video, Scott Schaefer debunked the claim that they had always been transparent about their product being a gag gift. You can even see in the descriptions of the ads they were running at the time that there was no disclaimer that it was just a gag gift. Also, on the same day of Scott's video, Some Ordinary Gamers posted his own video, taking a closer look at the company itself, as well as taking responsibility for pushing the company previously.
If it's anything that I've learned in this entire situation, is no matter what, ultimately the blame falls upon me, okay?
He also goes through the website, seeing if anything has changed, as well as diving deeper into the company's history and who owns the company. If you want to see more about that, then I'll leave a link to his video below. So, was established titles actually a scam? Well, yes and no. In retrospect, I believe that this was more of an irresponsible lack of clarity between established titles and their customers, whether that be through advertisements, sponsorships, their website, or otherwise. But what do you guys think? Do you think it's a scam or not? Let me know what you think down below. This next sponsorship is much more controversial as it dives into quite a sensitive topic. Betterhelp is a service that provides people with online therapy. Betterhelp ads became quite popular around 2017 when they started sponsoring a lot of mental health creators. Then in 2018, all types of creators from a wide variety of communities were taking sponsorships from Betterhelp. And then on October 9th of 2018, PewDiePie released this video.
What am I talking about? Well, of course, Betterhelp.
In their advertising, Betterhelp claims to offer licensed therapists, but on their website, they say that they do not check or verify the certification of their counselors. Also, one of the main services that Betterhelp provides is that you fill out a questionnaire and they assign you to a therapist that would best fit your needs. But this also is not true. As they state on their website, we cannot assess whether the use of the counselor's services, or the platform is right and suitable for your needs. So, what's the point? I mean, the purpose of BetterHelp is to assign you to a therapist based on whatever issue you have. But they can't guarantee that you're given an actual therapist, nor can they guarantee that that person, whoever they are, will be best suited for you. Another big issue that PewDiePie brought up in his video was the pricing.
If you sign up for BetterHelp, you'll pay only $65. If you go to an actual therapist, you'll be paying $250. In their own terms of service, they acknowledge that if you are using this site, it is not a complete substitute for face-to-face examination.
So essentially, while BetterHelp is advertised as a substitute to therapy, it's not, as they say so themselves. So, again, what's the point? What are you paying for? It's obviously not therapy. That's been made quite clear. Whatever it is, people did not like it, and pretty soon creators dropped BetterHelp immediately. But that wasn't the end.
Let BetterHelp connect you to a therapist who can support you, all from the comfort of your own home.
It is sponsored by BetterHelp Online Therapy.
Today's video is sponsored by BetterHelp.
YouTubers started taking BetterHelp sponsorships again. Even some of the YouTubers who were sponsored by BetterHelp back in 2018 when the first controversy started. Did these YouTubers forget the controversy that happened just a few years ago? Do they just not care? Or has BetterHelp actually gotten better? No. No, they haven't. They were actually fined $8 million for selling users' personal mental health data after saying they didn't do that. Now, obviously because of this, BetterHelp has been getting a lot of attention, and there are tons of videos coming out now of people absolutely trashing the company. And now it's pretty much common knowledge that BetterHelp is, at the very least, a very sketchy company. BetterHelp is obviously a shady company that does not seem to have its users' best interest in mind. Especially this second time around, you'd think they've learned from their mistake. You'd also think that creators would remember the controversy from just a few years ago. It only takes a quick YouTube search to see people's awful experiences with the service. Now, I'm not saying that every creator who's taken a BetterHelp sponsorship is a terrible person. I'm just saying that these YouTubers need to do a little more research into the companies that they're promoting. Raid Shadow Legends. Man, was this ad everywhere. Linus Tech Tips, JonTron, Pyrocynical, even Mr. Beast was sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends. And while Raid Shadow Legends isn't nearly as controversial as the other two sponsorships I've mentioned, it did receive its fair share of criticism. That criticism came from the fact that YouTubers were flat out lying about the quality of Raid Shadow Legends. I don't really know what else to say about this one. It's kind of just a meme to me. And I think it will always be remembered that way for the most part. Surprisingly enough, though, this game actually does have quite an active community. So obviously the game isn't a complete steaming pile of dog, and to each their own, so whatever. So those were some of YouTube's most infamous sponsorships. The moral of the story is YouTubers hate you and only want your money. As one of those YouTubers, you should leave a dislike on my video, and please, for the love of God, do not subscribe. In all seriousness, though, if there are any sponsorships you think I missed, let me know down below and I'll do a follow-up video or something. Or if you want me to go more in depth on one of these sponsorships, which I totally could, then also let me know that. Okay, bye.
Yeah, hold it right there, Doodle. I brought you into this world, and now I'm gonna take you out. Any last words?
Yeah, but first a quick word from our sponsor.
Raid Shadow Legends. Raid is one of the most ambitious RPGs of 2019, and it's